My name is Jesse Letterman. It's my honor and privilege to serve as the president of the Springfield City Council and the host of today's ceremony here in the Springfield City Council chambers as we award the 2023 Dave Vigneault Political Scholarship. And for those of us here that had the honor and privilege of knowing Dave Vigneault, we had a front row seat to a true warrior for the city of Springfield, a true warrior for social justice, a gentleman who understood the importance of local government, of state government, and the true meaning of public service. At one time, former state representative Dave Vigneault was referred to as the most electrifying man in Springfield politics, but he also understood the perspective that young people brought to the table, being elected himself while a student at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, and he saw fit throughout the course of his career to reach a hand back to the next generation. And all of us who serve on the scholarship committee, now awarding these funds to continue that legacy, had an opportunity in one way or another to be mentored by the state representative, by Dave Vigneault. And I was just sharing with Paul Karen, I still hear Dave Vigneault's voice in my ear when I myself am out campaigning, because Dave Vigneault would knock on doors until the sun went down, not just in a campaign season, but also in times of great challenge for the city of Springfield, for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, around issues that faced our community. And so we carry with us his legacy and his spirit. And after his passing, those of us who were dear friends of Representative Vigneault were brought together by the gentleman of whom I am about to introduce, because we saw it so important to continue the legacy of Representative Vigneault in terms of supporting young people who understood the need to get involved in public service. And former State Rep Vigneault had no children of his own, but as we now prepare to award the 5th annual Dave Vigneault Scholarship, we really affectionately think of all of the young people that have been supported in the past and who we will continue to support in the future as Dave's kids. And so with that, I'm glad to introduce the chairman of the scholarship committee, one of Dave Vigneault's closest and most personal friends, a gentleman who supported the representative all the way until his final days, and a dear friend to all of us, former state representative Paul Karen.
Thank you. Thank you, Jesse. It's hard to believe this is the 5th Dave Vigneault Scholarship that is being given out. We lost Dave in 2019 to pancreatic cancer. And one of the things that, if you knew Dave, he was passionately involved in politics, in his community, and in social justice. As a matter of fact, the story that I often relay is that Dave was just a couple of terms in the legislature when he joined the Freedom Riders to travel down to Mississippi to help register black voters. And that day, the Philadelphia police, or the sheriff's department, arrested Dave. He was let out at the end of a shotgun under the charge of resisting arrest and disobeying a police officer. Dave said, "I'm just observing the registration of black voters." That wasn't allowed, and that wasn't liked. And as they're leading Dave to the cell, Deputy Sheriff Cecil Price was heard saying, "We'll let these guys out at 11 o'clock tonight and let the night riders get them." Now, Deputy Sheriff Cecil Price, the previous year, along with 18 other people, was released and found not guilty of a murder of Freedom Riders. And in fact, on his off-duty time, was a member of the Night Riders, was part of the Ku Klux Klan. There was such turmoil and such an uproar. Dave nearly lost his re-election campaign up here, and he remembers with his mother standing at the polls and hearing these racial epithets being hurled at her for being out there supporting her son. And it burned a mission within Dave that, social justice, you have to reach out and, protect everyone's rights. And so for the rest of his career, he was involved with civil rights reforms and seeking out social justice. In 1982, I decided to run for office. I ran for state representative for the same seat that Dave Vigneault had represented a decade before. And Dave mentored me. I met his longtime friend, Carol Welch, and she said, "You got to meet Dave Vigneault." And she brought us together, and we clicked. Two Canadians, two Frenchmen, and he provided me with guidance and advice that I will long cherish and treasure. So when Dave passed in 2019, Jesse and so many people that had been mentored by Dave said, we need to keep his legacy going. And so we created the Dave Vigneault Political Scholarship, which is meant to encourage young people to get involved in politics. So today, we are very happy to announce the recipient of the 2002 Dave Vigneault Political Scholarship. This young lady just graduated from Central High School and will be going to Johns Hopkins University this fall. I'd like to introduce Catherine Thompson, the 2023 recipient. Congratulations. Would you like to...
I just want to say thank you so much for the special honor and recognition in Dave's name. I really look forward to studying political science and exploring more of the politics field and really just working with other people. And I know Dave worked a lot with giving other people and advocating for voting rights, which I want to do in the future. And so I really look forward to doing that and, yeah, just exploring more. So thank you.
Catherine, we want to give you a copy of Mississippi Burning. Mississippi Burning was the movie that was based on Dave Vigneault's arrest down in Mississippi, and it portrays a deputy sheriff that gave Dave such a hard time. It was greatly portrayed in this movie. So. We also have Shane Dillon here, who is the 2022 recipient of this award. Shane had asked if he could reapply for the scholarship, and the committee saw no reason to deny him if he had the initiative to seek us out. We had one scholarship to give, and we gave it to Catherine, but two of our committee members, Mary Moget and Karen Hart, who were daughters of Carol Welch, Dave Vigneault's longtime friend. Come on up, Mary Moget. One of Carol Welch's daughters, well, they were so impressed with Shane Dillon's essay that they volunteered and donated $500 to the committee to give to Shane to help him with his educational benefits. So Shane, on behalf of the Dave Vigneault Political Scholarship, would like to present you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Well, first of all, as last year's recipient, I would like to congratulate Catherine on joining Dave's Kids. It is oftentimes scholarships like this that make the difference of being able to attend college or not and pursuing educational and personal dreams. And it means a lot that the committee has put their faith in me one more year. And I hope to be able to continue to live up to this scholarship in Dave's name at Amherst College, where I'm currently serving as the vice president of the student government. And it's scholarships like these that make that happen. So thank you very much, Paul.
Just to show you how proud we are of Dave's kids and how successful they are, joining us from Texas is the first recipient of the Dave Vigneault Political Scholarship, Ty Gamble Eddington. Hi, Ty.
Hi.
we wanted to welcome you and give us an update in terms of what you've been doing since you were awarded that first initial scholarship in 2019.
Yeah, sure. It's a pleasure to be here. Congratulations to both of you on receiving the scholarship. It meant a lot to me when I got the scholarship, having actually met Dave, been able to work with him when I was on the campaign trail with Jesse Letterman on some of his initial runs for office. Since getting the scholarship, I graduated from Union College with a degree in political science and history. I received the George J. Mitchell Scholarship to get a fully funded master's degree in Ireland at Trinity College Dublin, which I completed last year. And I was then selected as a Rhodes Scholar. And so I'm currently doing my master's degree in comparative government at Oxford University before starting Yale Law School. Other than that, I've been traveling around quite a bit. I've been very lucky to do scholarships, fellowship programs kind of across the world and across Europe that I've been very grateful for. And I got the chance to meet Bill Clinton a couple of weeks ago at the 120th annual anniversary of the Rhodes Scholarship. And so I've been very active in my academics, but also on the trail, working with nonprofits and whatnot, kind of in the United States and abroad, related to the issues I'm passionate about low-income children and families and marginalized populations, in particular ethnic and racial minorities.
And Ty, what are you doing now in Texas?
Yeah, so right now I'm working with a nonprofit that's based in Boston called Greenlight, helping them to do some landscape analysis and meetings for the organization in Texas. And Greenlight's a nonprofit that helps to scale other nonprofits related to low income, to solve issues related to low income children and families. And so I'm really glad to be working with that organization. It was founded by a Rhodes alum. And so I've had a major opportunity to meet John Simon and kind of to be working with him in Texas.
Great. Ty, thank you for joining us. We are so proud of Dave's kids.
Thank you for having me.
Mary, would you like? This is Mary Moget. She is one of Carol Welch's daughters. Carol Welch was Dave's lifelong companion, and Dave was like an adopted, father or an adopted uncle. And grandfather.
To our children, that's right. To talk about Dave is really an emotional thing for us. People ask when we became involved in politics, and I have to say, I was probably 5, and it was because of Dave. My parents were close friends with Dave from their teenage years in Forest Park, and we handed out leaflets for Dave when we were 6 and 7 and 8 years old, so I got my feet wet. In politics then, my mom helped Dave's first campaign when he was the youngest state representative in Massachusetts. And our impressions of Dave were that he was genius and giving and loving, and his impact on our community is just unbounded. And for us to be able to participate in this is just wonderful. And to see things like what Ty has done, and hopefully the impact on these young people is the same. I hope you have an opportunity to read their essays. I hope we publish them. I'm not sure if we do or not, but they're magnificent. And yours was just so thoughtful. The fact that the involvement that these young men and women have at such a young age is just reminiscent of what Dave did. And it's just so meaningful. And I mean, I became so involved, I became chief of staff of the city that I live in, and I'm involved with the current mayor, and it becomes a lifelong passion, and I hope that you guys continue in this. And congratulations to both of you.
Thank you. Well, that concludes today's ceremonies. We thank you for joining us. And would like to also thank Focus Springfield for bringing the latest technology to bear. Thank you very much. So many more citizens can see the Dave Vigneault legacy continue. And again, to Catherine and to Shane, congratulations, good luck, and we look forward to hearing good things in the future from all of you.